In 1947, India changed its flag. But while the rulers changed, the rules stayed the same. Did colonialism truly leave India? Or did it just switch wardrobes? Welcome to Sacred Echoes of India. In this segment, we are going to explore the lasting hidden legacy of imperial rule, examining how colonial era laws, bureaucracy, and power structures still shape modern India today. Colonial rule didn't just leave behind buildings, it left behind a psychology of power found in our codes, files, uniforms, and language. Independent India broke some of these chains but kept others out of sheer habit. We aren't here to dismiss everything from that era, but to ask which surviving customs serve citizens and which still serve rulers. One of the first things independent India rejected was the colonial culture of titles and official hierarchy. Article 18 abolished most titles, preserving only military and academic distinctions. The principle was clear: in a republic, citizenship matters more than rank. Independent India also ended the special status of former princely rulers. The 26th Constitutional Amendment abolished privy purses and official recognition of rulers, affirming that democracy had no place for inherited privilege. The same principle shaped public symbols. In 2022, Rajpath, once Kingsway, was renamed Kartavya Path to replace imperial symbolism with the idea of public duty. The Indian Navy changed its ensign in 2022 to move away from its colonial legacy. In 2024, India's Health Ministry also urged government medical institutions to replace European-style convocation robes and caps with attire based on local traditions. And then comes one of the biggest changes: the criminal law framework. India has replaced key colonial-era criminal laws, including the Indian Penal Code of 1860 and the Indian Evidence Act of 1872, with new legislation saying the reforms modernize and replace the old legal framework. But here's where the story becomes complicated. Changing names is easier than changing mindsets. A law can be rewritten, a road can be renamed, a flag can be redesigned, but the real test is whether the citizen experiences justice, dignity, and access differently. That brings us to the second part: customs India still maintains. One of the most debated examples is the long coat break during summer. Many people still call it the summer vacation of the coats. The Supreme Court's official 2026 calendar refers to this period as partial court working days, scheduled from June 1st to July 12th. During this time, urgent matters are still heard, and judges continue working on judgments, case files, and administrative tasks. Even so, critics question whether such a long recess is justified amid mounting case backlogs. The Law Commission's 238th report recommended reducing higher judiciary vacations by 10 to 15 days and extending court hours by at least 30 minutes. With nearly 4.98 crore pending cases in district courts, over 64 lakh in high courts, and more than 93,000 in the Supreme Court, the debate is not about whether judges work hard. It is whether the court calendar meets the demands of a modern justice system. Another colonial legacy is the dominance of English in higher courts. Under Article 348, Supreme Court and High Court proceedings are generally conducted in English, making the justice system less accessible for many citizens. While the Supreme Court has begun translating judgments into Hindi and regional languages through its ESCR initiative, the broader question remains: can justice feel truly accessible if its language feels distant? Courtroom traditions also reflect colonial influence. Black coats, gowns, and white bands remain standard attire. And although the Supreme Court has clarified that lawyers need not say "my lord" or "your lordship," these colonial-era forms of address still persist in many courtrooms. Another example is the cantonment system, created by the British to separate military and civilian areas. India still has 61 cantonments governed under the Cantonments Act, while they continue to serve defense needs. Critics argue they preserve a colonial style of administration with separate rules for civilian residents. The government's recent efforts to separate civilian areas from military stations suggest this model is being reconsidered. Another enduring legacy is the office of the district collector, originally created by the British to collect revenue and maintain control. The role has been transformed into one focused on governance, disaster management, elections, and welfare. Yet the bureaucratic culture of files, approvals, and centralized authority still reflects colonial administrative traditions, raising the question of whether the system has fully shifted from control to public service. So, what's the answer? Should India remove every colonial custom? Not necessarily. A mature republic does not reject something only because it is old or foreign. Railways came through colonial rule, but India made them its own. Parliamentary democracy has British roots, but Indian voters gave it a scale and energy Britain never imagined. The real test is not origin. The real test is purpose. If a custom promotes fairness, dignity, justice, and access, India can keep it and make it its own. But if it preserves hierarchy, delays justice, or distances citizens from the state, it should be reformed. Independence was not just about replacing British rulers with Indian ones. It was about transforming the relationship between this state and its citizens. The British left in 1947. But some colonial habits remained. Some have gone, some are fading, and others still persist in our courts, offices, ceremonies, and language. The real question is, can India become truly decolonized, not just in symbols, but in the everyday experience of its people? Thanks for joining us today. If you like this content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more insightful videos. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.